Hello guys, welcome to the second session on weekly current affairs. Okay, so now we will talk about October second week issues is 2024. Fine. So as I told you, this part will also be provided in YouTube. But remember, from the next part, only half of it will be on YouTube. Remaining thing will be on app. So the link that is provided to you and app details are given. For iOS also app details are there. Desktop also you can see. You can ask us if you want additional information. So let's quickly get into the topic. The first topic is about Samudra. Okay, India is planning for Samudra mission. Okay, so I just want you to be aware. Government of India will always have some huge projects in mind. For example, when we talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat, okay, it's a very big plan under which many other schemes will come. And when you talk about doubling of farmers' income, so whenever you talk about any agricultural program, that doubling of farmers in income should always be there in the back of your mind, because every program of the government will be planned under that particular aspect. Okay, this is second. Third important program which government is planning is blue economy. It's a very important program which India plans to get at least $100 billion from water. Okay, blue economy. Many people think blue economy is associated only with fishes. That's not true. Okay, so anything that comes from the water, it may be oil and natural gas, it may be tidal energy, right? It may be minerals present in that. Everything is under blue economy itself. So the moment you see the term blue economy, the target is to get $100 billion from what we call as oceans. India is having good number of rivers. India is having 3 sides ocean, and India is exactly at the center of Indian Ocean. Remember, if you look at Indian Ocean, except Australia, there is no other country which is economically powerful like India, technologically advanced like India. So because of this, you can actually think about it that entire Indian Ocean exploration to take the minerals, to do anything with respect to Indian Ocean is under India's control. So this is the reason why blue economy is integrated with Indian Ocean economic resources as well. And from this point of view, I want you to know what exactly Samudrayan mission is all about. See, when we need to study about the oceans, one, we study about the surface. So the first basic thing that we try to do is about temperature. Okay, we need to study about ocean temperature. What is the use of studying about ocean temperature? What will we get? Whenever we study ocean temperature, it is because of this phenomena itself that we understood what is El Nino, what is La Nina. And this study is conducted in Pacific Ocean. But when it comes to India, we are limiting ourselves to Indian Ocean. And in Indian Ocean, when we see, we need to look at two important things. One is Indian Ocean Dipole, right? So I need to study Indian Ocean Dipole and I need to study Indian monsoons. I need to know how Indian monsoons are affected due to ocean temperature. I also need to study about cyclones that mostly come. So all these are associated with what? Temperature. Last time I told you, in Lakshadweep region, due to increase in temperature, coral bleaching has increased. So here, now I'm trying to tell you here that as temperature increases, you will have coral bleaching effects as well. So studying the temperature of the oceans is extremely important phenomenon. It can be a mains question as well. So please have the points in order. What is the main objective? Okay. Then we also, just a minute. Then we also study about life. Life in the oceans. Remember, it is very important to study some of the best fishing grounds in the world. Right? Apart from this, you need to study about organisms which are present at the bottom. Okay, different levels, which species are there, from that which minerals will come, how are they present at that particular depth. Like, studying one about the fishing grounds, another one about the bottom, to understand ecology of the oceans. Remember, it's very, very important for us to understand ocean ecology, because day by day, a lot of innovations are happening in this field. Knowledge about space helped us in missiles. When you think about ISRO is launching satellites, if we are capable of sending a satellite to the moon, to Mars, we are capable of using same technology and going for interballistic missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles. So like that, life, when we are trying to study, we get to know about several minerals, several resources that are present in the oceans because of these life or living organisms present. So that's why it's very, very essential for us to know about this. Right? Third, we also have to study about the oceans because of, like, what we call as climate change. Right? So what exactly is the impact of climate change on the oceans? When you see, as you are all aware, what is happening? Sea level has increased, or this is known that sea level may be increased. But there is second important issue where we say that ocean currents are affected. Okay, what exactly do you understand by ocean currents are affected due to climate change? Okay, so now you look at this particular one. Let us say, like, you have South America, you have Africa, you have Australia, and somewhere here you have Antarctica. You can see in your atlas, from here to here, we are actually getting things known as west wind drift. If you recollect, we have something known as west wind drift, okay, which goes from west to east, and this is moving in this direction. Now, from Antarctica, okay, from Antarctica, water is melting and water is flowing like this. Okay, and if you try to recollect the geographical concepts, yes, we're talking about southern hemisphere. This is your ITCZ. This is your subtropical high pressure, subpolar low pressure, polar high pressure. In this region, you have southeast trade winds. In this region, you have westerlies. In this region, you have polar easterlies. You see here this? Westerlies is blowing from west to east. Polar easterlies is from where to where? East to west. Now, please see here. These winds are going, sorry, this water is going from where to where? West to east. And this is coming from the poles. It will start going from east to west. You see? This is coming from west to east. This is coming from east to west. When they meet, the speed of ocean currents reduces. So, if the speed of ocean current reduces, ocean circulation everywhere gets affected. So, this is the reason it is believed that the moment climate change occurs, ocean circulation would be affected. So, we should be aware how is it going to affect us? Because India is monsoon dependent, and anything that happens in Indian Ocean has huge impact on India. That is the reason this concept is very, very important for you. Then, every country in the world focuses on getting money. Okay, how do you get the resources? Okay, I think fourth one. How do you get the resources is very, very important. See, one resources that we all think about is what is present on the land. And to some extent, we try to see what is present in the ocean. So, maximum till where do we explore, guys? Maximum, if you see, we will explore till what is this region in geography? Continental shelf. Okay. Any country will explore maximum till continental shelf. But there are huge minerals present in the ocean. And these minerals which are present in the ocean is very, very difficult to extract. And what mineral is there, how it is there, is extremely important for us today. And these are called as polymetallic nodules. What are they called? Polymetallic nodules. And these nodules are mostly present at the bottom. Right? And whenever we consider the ocean, the resources that are present in the ocean, we say we have terregenous deposits. That means deposits which come from the land. See guys, current affairs doesn't mean telling you what is new. Current affairs is basically understanding your traditional topics as well. If you can't go back and relate it to what you study, you will never get questions. That is the reason these classes are aimed at that. What? Okay, I will take a topic. I will tell you the background of that from GS point of view as well, so that you get completeness in your preparation. Okay, like they are planning for energy resources, they are planning for tidal resources, they're planning for fish, they know climate change. No. Until and unless you link it with traditional topics, your answer enrichment doesn't occur. If you want to be in top 100, if your answers have to be of that quality, then knowledge cannot be created overnight. All of a sudden, you won't get new knowledge. The knowledge that you have from your GS, if you can interlink and tell, that itself will give you good marks. So you have terregenous, you will have cosmogeneous. That means whatever comes from the space. We also tell we have some minerals like biogeneous. So what is this biogeneous? Biogeneous comes from living organisms like, okay, see, here I may get sand. What type of sand? I may get monazite sand. Monazite sand may have thorium. I'm giving you an example. From space, meteor, when they burn, they will add what we call as tektites, which is rich in iron content. Life. What all will you get? Limestone, seashells, correct? Seashells, kauri, right? What else will you get? You will also get pearls. Then you see what I was telling you at the bottom is about hydrogenous. That means minerals which are present within the water would interact. When I say hydrogenous, we call it as nodules. Okay, which nodules? It can be magnesium nodules, it can be manganese nodules, it can be cobalt. Okay, these are very, very important for us. Now, look at this specific one. What exactly or how exactly nodules will be there? Yeah, how exactly nodules will be there? See, sometimes when you look at the things, it would be more clear than just reading at it. Yes. See, yes, polymetallic nodules look like this, and they are mostly present in such huge numbers. Right? They are present to such huge number. And you see, when I want to extract it, you see here, it is to this extent. Fine. Now, how to take them up? Please see here. We will send it to the floor. It will pick and it will come up. Here you see, rovers will be sent. They will collect and they will send. Okay, this particular thing is how we are going to do exploration of polymetallic nodules. And this deep sea exploration of polymetallic nodules is trying to change Indian economy. So here comes international organizations which will give us permission, which will not give us permission, and how does it work? Okay, that I'll explain. But I hope you got this particular point where whenever you have exploration at the bottom, and you see here, when I'm talking about exploration at the bottom, there is excessive pressure here. See, near the surface, I'll have pressure. Here I will have pressure. This pressure is 600 times more than this pressure. So we need to first develop equipments. It's very easy to think, send someone, take and come. No, it's a very huge pressure. When you have such huge pressure, then it should be made up of certain other elements or certain other minerals. Now, what exactly is that particular mineral that we are talking about? We are trying to use submersibles. We need to develop these submersibles. They are very tiny and they help us in identifying what exactly is present deep inside. What is the use of it? The moment India has got, okay, once we start doing these type of things, right? So India is given permission to extract mineral resources. You see, central Indian Ocean in this particular part, not western, not eastern, central Indian Ocean in this particular part, India is given permission by International Seabed Authority. I'll explain this particular concept. India is being given permission by International Seabed Authority to extract the resources. That is the reason polymetallic nodules have become very important. And once India is capable of extracting it, there are huge minerals present in Indian Ocean and other areas. So India will be given permission to extract in those as well. So this will help India to get more money. Okay. And remember, this is not under our control. This is under high seas. Okay, I'll explain this concept as well. This is under high seas, right? So I told you the concept of what life we need to see, climate change we need to see. We need to look at the minerals that are present in this particular part, right? We need to look at temperature, weather conditions that are there. And then the most important thing is we also have to see if there is any sort of renewable energy that can be produced. What is the meaning of renewable energy? Here I am looking at tidal energy. Okay, so anything that can be produced is also looked after in Samudra. It's a very, very important project, guys. It can be asked, but I won't be expecting the question immediately 2025 because the project is going to be completed later. But indirectly, whenever some projects are there, indirectly in mains and prelims, they may ask you questions. So that is where I am worried about, and I'm giving you all the objectives that these wanted to ask us. Okay. Okay. See guys, what exactly is the project about? India is planning for Matsya 6,000. You can write this down as well. Matsya 6,000 submersible. Okay. It is constructed in an institution at Chennai, National Institution for Ocean Technology, Chennai. Okay. So it is done by, as it is associated with mining, done by Ministry of Earth Sciences. They are investing money in this particular project. Blue economy, I told you. I showed you how exactly they are. See guys, what exactly is a submersible? If you see, this is also important. What exactly is a submersible? Submersible is like 80 millimeter 80 millimeter thick titanium alloy, guys. Titanium alloy, which can withstand 600, like bar pressure, 600 bar pressure at 6,000 meters. That is approximately 6 kilometers that they are planning to do. Okay. Now, let me explain you about high seas, because we have another concept also associated with high seas. Fine. So, guys, first, guys, I just want you to know, when you take a land, if you look at the ocean, yes, from the coastline, okay, if we take this coastline till gentle slope, wherever it is there, this particular area will be called as continental shelf. Okay, continental shelf. Now, this continental shelf is shallow. Okay, normally this continental shelf can be like 10 nautical miles, or it can be 500 nautical miles. It can be small, it can be huge as well. Now, let me tell you, in this continental shelf, several important minerals will be present. Especially, it is observed that oil and natural gas is present. So, no country is willing to give up this particular part. Every country wants this particular part. Now, guys, whenever I have to do any calculation, I need to start with particular point. Okay, that particular point is known as baseline. Okay, to tell how much ocean belongs to me, I need to normally calculate, and that calculation is done from a starting point called as baseline. Now, what exactly is the baseline in the oceans? If you take See guys, whenever this is called as mean sea level, okay, this point is called mean sea level. Wherever water level increases, then we call it as high tide levels. And when water level decreases, we call it as low tide level. Okay, high tide level and low tide level. So this particular part is normally called as intertidal region. Okay, high tide level, low tide level, this region is called as intertidal region. Now within this intertidal region, I should choose a line which I would call it as baseline. Okay, I should choose a point which I call it as baseline. So baseline is an imaginary line. Okay, now let us say I will choose baseline as high tide level. Now if I tell 12 nautical miles is mine, then it will be till here. If I choose low tide level, then it will start here and India will get this much. So can I say high tide level, I will get less area. Low tide level, I will get more area. So what is the meaning of this? From this point, 12 nautical miles belong to me. That means if I start here, I will get less area. If I start here, I will get more area. So normally the countries will take low tide level as the baseline. Now, if you consider this, let me assume that this is the low tide level. Low tide level, and the country has chosen this point as baseline. Okay, this is the starting point. Now I'm just explaining you how much land belongs to us. Okay, so all this discussion has occurred under United Nations Convention on Law of Sea, LAW, Law of Sea. United Nations Convention on Law of Sea. Now, according to this, what are we telling? We are starting at baseline. You see, if I take a baseline, before the baseline also some water will be there. Now, the water which is present before the baseline will be called as internal waters. Water which is present before the baseline is called as what? Internal waters. Beyond the baseline, if something is there, okay, beyond the baseline, if something is there, then we try to give different things for it. See guys, from the baseline, 12 nautical miles if you take, okay, 12 nautical miles. In the ocean, it will be given as nautical miles. From the baseline, 12 nautical miles will be called as territorial waters. Multiple times in the last 10 years, 4 questions you can see on this topic. That's why I'm explaining you in detail. Okay, so what is that? From the baseline, 12 nautical miles will be territorial waters. What exactly do you understand by territorial waters? See guys, if something is part of my territory, okay, something is part of my territory, then I will have sovereignty over it. What is the meaning of sovereignty? I am the supreme commander of that region. Now, no one can enter into that region, no one can take minerals from the region, not just in the water, but also in the air. So completely that region belongs to me. That is called as what? Territorial waters. But India, US and all has huge oceans. Coastline is more. So when in the ocean, it's very difficult to demarcate. So what we have done, international community has given us another 12 nautical miles. From the baseline, it will be 24 nautical miles, but from the territorial waters, it will be 12 nautical miles. And this 12 nautical miles is known as contiguous zone. Contiguous zone basically means anyone can come here, but we have the right to go and ask them who you are. Why did you come here? What is your intention? We can question them. So that questioning right is available in contiguous zones. Territorial waters, contiguous. And then when we talk about this region, okay, when we talk about this region, from the baseline till 200 nautical miles, the world community decided that it would be called as exclusive economic zone. Okay, they told that entire exclusive economic zone will be yours. In this region, anyone can come. Okay, only in 12 nautical miles, no one can come. But minerals in this region belongs to you. So it is said that exclusive economic zone will have economic sovereignty of a country. Economically, if any resources are there in this region, that belongs to us. That is called exclusive economic zone. But I told you, this region is called as what? Continental shelf. Some countries told, my continental shelf is more than 200 nautical miles. And in the continental shelf, minerals are more. So I don't want to give up. So UNCLOS said that fine, if at all your continental shelf is more than 200 nautical miles, then we'll do one thing. We will extend the exclusive economic zone. Okay. So remember two things. What? If continental shelf is less, you will get 200 nautical miles of exclusive economic zone. But if continental shelf is more, then you will get a minimum of continental shelf so that you can extract the resources. So prelims question was exclusive economic zone is always 200 nautical miles. No. See, this is the reason. It is more than 200 whenever continental shelf is more. Okay. Now, the region beyond this will be called as high seas. The region beyond this is called as what? High seas. So this is your high seas. Now, high seas belong to whom is the question. Okay. High seas belong to whom is the question. High seas belong to everyone. It is not belonging to any one country. Okay, fine. If it is everyone's, then who will take minerals from this region? US said, I will take or anyone can take. But some countries told, we don't have technology to go to that bottom. In that pressure, we cannot work. So let's leave it for some time. US did not agree. So US did not sign UNCLOS. Which country did not sign UNCLOS? US. And then the high seas was given to an organization called International Seabed Authority. What is it called? International Seabed Authority. And this seabed authority will tell which country can take minerals. And this ISBA gave India permission to extract 75,000 square kilometer area. Okay, it has given permission. India, you can extract in 75,000 square kilometer area, in which part it is given in Central Indian Ocean. I told you, Central Indian Ocean. Who has given us permission? ISBA. So go back and check in prelims previous year. You have question on ISBA. So the point is, if you read Samudrayan, yes, I read Samudrayan, material is given, I saw them, done. No. You won't get questions. UPSC is far beyond your thinking. Until and unless you go to the depth and understand each and every minute concept, things will change. Okay? So, yes, if required, you can pause and you can write this. Fine. Fine, yes. Okay. Now, let us talk about the next issue, that is about mini moon. Fine? Mini moon. What is that? You see, remember last class itself, I told you about asteroids, meteoroids, meteorite, meteor. Okay. So now, when you have Earth, we have our own satellite called Moon, right? But once in a while, some other small pieces will come. They will be traveling, they come closer to the Earth. Now, once they come closer to the Earth, they enters into the influence of the Earth and they will revolve along the Earth. They will revolve around the Earth. Revolve around the Earth. And when it is revolving, right, it will be similar to our moon. But they're very, very tiny for us to see. Some mini moons may be for years, 1 or 2 years it can be present. Some are present hardly for few days. Now, this mini moon that we have seen is known as 2024 PT5. Okay, and this moon will be for approximately 57 days itself. After that, the mini moon will go out. So let's say it's going like this and it may go out. Right? So this is why it is very, very essential for us to know about, see, you might have heard about a meteoroid was about to come and hit us, correct? You are talking about an asteroid. This is from asteroid, guys. There is an asteroid group called Arjun or Arjuna. Like, Arjuna asteroid group is there. And this Arjuna asteroid group is almost similar to Earth because its revolution is also 1 year. And from that, an asteroid has come and it has come closer to the Earth and it may out. Okay. So that is basically called as mini moon. Very, very important for us. So this year question can be about meteoroids, asteroids and all this. So just be aware about it. Okay. Global hunger index. Global hunger index. Yes, this is actually published by Irish group and also German group. Is it important? From mains point of view, it's very, very important. Why? Whenever we want to tell social justice topics and all, poverty, government schemes and all, it is very essential for us to know whenever we criticize government, we cannot criticize India is not performing well. We have to tell how are we performing in which sectors. And for that, reports become very essential to quote. We should tell where exactly India is in this particular aspect. Global hunger index is for or is given for approximately 127 countries. Okay, 127 countries it is been given. And in this, we will have low levels of hunger, moderate levels of hunger, serious levels of hunger, alarming level of hunger. Okay, we will also have extremely alarming. We also have extremely alarming. We have 5. Okay, India comes under serious category. So along with Pakistan and all, we are in serious category. But the problem is when you look at countries like Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, they are far better compared to us. Now, there are multiple debates about this. One is, how can country like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka is performing well compared to us? Okay, so these type of questions are always there. But remember, whenever we look at any index, first to see what is it they consider in the index. So this index try to consider 4 important points. One is about malnourishment. See guys, hunger is not only about what we call as intake of food availability. Okay, I got food, I ate food. No, that is not associated with hunger. It is mostly about, see, malnourishment basically means I am not taking enough calorific value of food. Okay, I'm not taking enough calorific value of food. Okay, second, I am worried about child stunting in my country. Okay, I am worried about child stunting in my country. What is child stunting? Height of the child is low compared to its age. Okay, but if I compare the age, his height is very, very small. Third, I am comparing about child wasting. Okay, child wasting basically means the weight of the child is less compared to his age. Okay, for every age you need to have a required Wait, that is actually not present. And then we also see child mortality. Okay, child mortality. Now, when I talk about child mortality, it is below 5 years. How many people or how many children are dying? Okay, mortality below 5 years, which shows how cleanliness will affect and how diseases will affect. See, guys. So when I consider these, out of these, three are mostly about children only. So, children-based aspects they are considering. And I want you to know, malnourishment is not a problem of poverty alone. Have this basic common sense in you. Many rich people's children are also undernourished. Not because they do not have good food, not because they don't have access to food, but because of lack of awareness what to eat, what not to eat. And today's India is having a lot of such problem, mainly because of urban environmental conditions as well. Right? Most of the parents are not feeding children right food. They give some street food, they give some packed food, which is also a reason for this. So please understand, you are an IAS officer who are not going there to blame the government. You need to understand that there are certain issues at government level also, there are certain issues at public level also. When you are talking about children, see, government can ensure that food is provided to you. Okay, it is coming to you. Government can't make you to sit and eat. If poor people percentage of these are more, then it is correct that enough things are not provided. But today, through midday meal schemes, okay, through certain programs, children are getting enough nutritious food. This is the reason when you see midday meals and all, certain weightage will be there. Proteins, how much, milk, how much, right? Carbohydrates, how much. That quantity is there. If you see state syllabus and all, that will be more focused because of this. Okay, so it is given for 127 countries, and out of 127 countries, India is ranking 105, which is a serious issue. Okay, we need to talk about the measures which government should take with respect to this. Okay, then this. You have Dharti, Aba, Janjatiya, Gram, Utkarsh Yojana. See guys, one question can be about programs related to tribals, especially in the last 5 years. Once tribal president came into picture, okay, and remember in India, 25% of the population is SC and STs. 25% of India's population. So lot of schemes are aimed at ST population also. And the moment you see Janjatiya, not for North Indians, other people, you should understand it is associated with tribals. And with respect to tribals, Indian government has come up with several schemes. And this is one such scheme which is introduced recently. Where guys, they are talking about 549 districts across India where tribal people domination is there. In all those areas, Indian government is planning to provide certain facilities. Especially, they are talking about sustainable development mechanism. They are looking at providing electricity, sewage, job opportunities, what needs to be done, like, with respect to development of tribal people, they are doing this particular one, right? It can be with respect to all the schemes. Okay, what is it? It can be with respect to health. Remember, the moment tribes comes into picture, health is one of the basic issue for them, and infrastructure won't be there for them properly, right? You will not have proper education system. You're not providing them proper coaching. Their language will be in danger. You need to protect it. So everything that is there for a tribal community will be looked into in this particular aspect. Okay, next. You have a new malaria called as Odyssean malaria. Odyssean malaria. It is also called as suitcase and airport malaria. Fine. It's a very important thing. Yes. I want you to know about this a bit. Malaria is mostly associated with mosquito bite. In Europe, we are observing this bite a lot. Remember, earlier, mosquito-related diseases were present only in the tropical countries where temperature was greater than 18 degrees Celsius. Okay? But now, what is happening as, like, European countries, Germany and all, recently temperature went to 25 degrees Celsius. European countries also, temperature is greater than, like, 25 degrees Celsius. So when temperature is going greater than 28 degrees Celsius, the diseases are spreading to Europe. And lot of people in Europe are getting affected by this. Especially, this malaria is caused to those people who are traveling in airplanes, who are coming, from airports, right? So basically, whenever they open the suitcase, luggage and all, there some mosquitoes are there. It seems when they bite, it is causing some sort of malaria. So that's why it's called suitcase and airport malaria. So luggage, when you put in airport and all, that mosquitoes are coming, it seems. We don't know whether it is intentionally done or it is because of movement. But what is observed is this malaria is mostly caused from this. That's why it's called Odyssean malaria, suitcase and airport malaria as well. Fine. Okay. See, next, I want you to see an important organism. It's a very interesting one. See this case. You know that in environment and ecology, they are asking questions on some organisms. Where are these questions coming from? No one is aware about it. So I want you people to be aware. In newspaper, current affairs, if anything comes, questions are asked about it and we should be aware. Now guys, you can see this particular species. It is actually at the ocean bottom. Okay. Now this will be walking, and to its legs there are sensing capacity, it says. Now, I hope you are aware, many animals, they are hiding below this. Okay? Below the sand, the animals will be hiding because they should not be caught. Now, when this is going, all the animals, they go down. They will be hiding below. And when the sea robins is walking, its legs has a sensing capacity, it seems. And when the legs are touching them, if any organism is below, the smell of the organism will come to its legs. And then it will understand, okay, in this area, we have what we call as predator. And on the basis of that, it will dig and eat. Okay, so it will get to know where an organism is hiding. It will dig in that region and consume it. See, this organism is called as sea robins. So in UPSC, if they ask you which organism can predict, right, its food through sensing through the legs. Okay, sensing from the legs, if some organism is capable of identifying, then that is sea robins. And sea robins have many features similar to human beings. That is all extra information, it's not required, but this is very, very essential. Okay, so when it is walking at the bottom, if there is any organism present deep inside, it will dig and get that organism out. So that's why this is very important for us. Right? Sea robins. Actually, it will get the taste of it also, it seems, whether it's nice or not. Nature has many aspects. I don't know if you are aware, in North Karnataka and other parts, in villages, people normally try to take a coconut. They will move around. Okay, when they are moving around, if water is there, the coconut will tilt. It's very difficult to believe, but we have seen cattle also, guys. In agricultural land, when they take the cattle, cattle will be roaming around, and then it will stop at a particular point and it will show where exactly water is present. So when you are closer to the nature, we normally get to know many important aspects which is not known to advanced man. Let me give a very small aspect with respect to this. You can use it as a case study when writing about tribes. Like, 2004, when there was tsunami, right? So Andaman and Nicobar is closer to Indonesia, where tsunami actually started. Okay, tsunami came from Indonesia region to India. 2 lakh people died. In India, more than 2 lakh people went missing and they died. It affected 12 countries almost. When everyone were affected, we saw our people of Andaman and Nicobar affected. Okay, some people went there to see what is their status. Lot of these tribal communities, they had gone on top of mountain-like features. During that, they had gone on top and then they came back. Now, when these people went to search, they were on top of the mountain. In Andaman and Nicobar, small hills will be there. They asked, what are you doing? Now, these people told, we got indications that something bad is going to happen. So we shifted here. How do you know? Nature tells us that something wrong is happening. And that made them, to go on top, and no one died in their communities. But we, advanced people, we are very far from the nature in the name of science, that we don't understand what is happening with the nature. Why do we study this type of organisms and all is only through scientific means we get to know what is happening, and that can be implemented for further scientific advancements. But it is very important for you to know each and every organism like that. know about the nature, it would be interesting. It will help you to clear the exam as well, rather than seeing this as some aspect that you need to by heart. Okay. Next topic is biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. Okay, guys, biodiversity, as you are aware, it is about the number of species that are there beyond national jurisdiction. Basically means we are talking about high seas. Okay, so if there is any organism present within exclusive economic zone of India, then it is India's, what do you call, responsibility to protect them. But if it is beyond national jurisdiction, that means if it is in high seas, who will take care of it? For this, every country is coming forward. India also wants to ratify it. And what are we looking at? See, now there is a biodiversity convention. There is a biodiversity convention. And the convention is called as Kunming Montreal Protocol. Okay, Kunming is in China, Montreal, right, Canada region. So Kunming Montreal Protocol is aimed at protecting biodiversity. Okay, it is aimed at protecting biodiversity. Remember this. When we talk about Paris Climate Summit, when we talk about Kyoto Protocol, then we are discussing about climate change. Because these two events changed the way we use it to protect climate. Now, when I talk about Montreal Protocol, then I am talking about ozone depleting substances. Then I am talking about ozone depleting substances. Okay. So, if I am talking about Kunming Montreal Protocol, before this we had a convention called Aichi Biodiversity Convention. So Aichi was before, okay, Aichi target was from 2011 to 2020. Okay, targets of Aichi was from 2011 to 2020. What is the target? How to protect biodiversity. That was the target. It was till 2020. Unfortunately, 2020 was COVID, 1-2 years it delayed. Now, under Kunming Montreal Protocol, a new biodiversity convention has come. And this biodiversity convention is till 2030. And under this, our plan is 30 into 30, or it is called as 30 by 30. Okay, what is this 30 into 30 or 30 by 30? The meaning of this is by 2030, okay, we should protect 30% of oceans and 30% of land. Okay, I should make it either as, like, national parks. I should make it as national parks. I should make it as wildlife sanctuaries. Okay, I should make it as marine protected areas. So do something, but protect 30% of the oceans and 30% of the land. And this is achievable only when we are protecting high seas also, because high seas itself will be more. So India is planning to sign biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction, high seas. And this high seas is under International Seabed Authority. Now, if you want to protect biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction, money is required, and that money will come from exploration of minerals. I told you India got 75,000. In that, some share will be given to them, and that they will use for biodiversity conservation. So this is where we talk about all these issues. Okay. See, guys, there is an organization called Globe. Okay, there is an organization called Globe Network. Right. So what is it? Global Network to prevent global network of anti-corruption law enforcement. Globe. Fine. Now, this was planned in G20 summit in Saudi Arabia. And according to this plan, every country should be given training to prevent corruption, money laundering, all this we need to prevent. Now, in this, there is a 15-member committee. Okay, a 15-member committee is there, and this 15-member committee will be elected, which will try to give training to other countries as well. And in this 15-member committee, India is elected. Okay, India is also elected for this Globe Network. Remember, whenever India is being part of any international organization, then it's very, very important for us. Okay, this was in 2020 that they planned, and today there are almost 121 member countries in this list. Right? In India, like, ED, CBI, and all are part of this. Okay, this is not so important, but I just want you to know about it, to know about the pharma sector. Biosecure Act is done by US recently. Okay, Biosecure Act is the policy of US. Remember, guys, if I want to produce any pharmaceutical product, okay, if I want to produce any pharmaceutical product, normally I use an ingredient called as active pharmaceutical ingredient. We call it as API. Okay. And most of this API, like if I get API, I will mix the APIs and produce medicines. It's a very simple process. Okay, nothing much is required. I'll just mix them in different proportions and make medicines. But this active pharmaceutical ingredients, API, is highly polluted. Like, it will pollute a lot. In almost all the countries, because of high pollution, they have put pressure on the companies to reduce the pollution. The moment you reduce the pollution, you have to increase your cleaning process, which will be costly. So because of the cleaning process and all, like, the API manufacturing cost increases. Now, in China, there is no such measures. In China, there is no such environmental measures at all. Because of this, in China, it's very, very easy to produce active pharmaceutical ingredient, right? And China is pumping these active pharmaceutical ingredients to almost every other country. And US is also getting a lot of APIs from China. Under Biosecure Act, US has told that we don't want to import raw materials from countries, especially for medicinal processes and all, where we do not know what exactly is happening. We don't know how they are produced, how much pollution is there, what is the impact and all. Because this is one reason why COVID and other things came. When they are doing it in such unhygienic environment, in future, when we are procuring something from there, there is a possibility of diseases and new diseases also. So, US has told that we are conscious about getting the raw materials from China. So, anything associated with pharma and living organisms, we are in our own conscious state. Once this act comes into picture, demand for Chinese products reduces and demand for Indian products may increase. So that's why this will have significant impact on India. That's why the question is asked also is. So just look at this particular one. Yes, another scheme of the government is PM Muft Bijli Okay, so here it is about PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana, where on all the rooftops, okay, we will have a solar panel. Rather than giving free electricity to people. Okay, see here. Let me explain this clearly. Now, Karnataka government recently is in news mainly because some schemes it is trying to reduce because it's highly impossible to give freebies. Now, what did they tell? They spoke about free electricity or at reduced cost. They told we will give free electricity. Now, what is central government's plan is in Gujarat and other areas, what they do is on every house, they will put solar panels. Okay, and this solar panels will produce electricity and that electricity will be purchased by the government and partially it will be provided free for the house also. So remember, for solar energy, one of the basic problem world faces is availability of land. So on rooftop, if you put solar energy, we can produce electricity also. Excess government will take. We can also give it freely to the people. This is the plan. That is called PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. Okay, where we are planning to install them. Okay, the criteria for all this is given, guys. Don't worry about other things. Okay, I have given the criteria for those. how much subsidy numbers are given, that you underline and you remember before prelims. But this particular concept is important. Don't worry beyond this. Okay. Then we have interstate water linking projects. Water linking project. Okay. This is a very, very important project. Parbati, Kali Sindh, Chambal project. Okay. Parbati, Kali Sindh, Chambal interlinking project. It is planning to interlink eastern Rajasthan plus Malwa region, Chambal region of Madhya Pradesh. Okay. See guys, Ken Betwa interlinking was there. Now it's a new one. Eastern Rajasthan and Malwa Chambal region of Madhya Pradesh. These two interlinking they are talking about. So this year there can be question about Chambal river also. Okay. So in geography point of view, please try to remember the Chambal river as well. Parbati, Kali Sindh and Chambal. You see, it is signed between Rajasthan and Gujarat. Okay, it is Eastern Rajasthan Canal Project. See, guys, I'll draw. This is your Chambal river. This is Kali Sindh river. This is Parbati river. These three, they are planning to link and provide water to Rajasthan. Okay, provide water to Eastern Rajasthan Canal Project and also Chambal and Bundelkhand regions. You see, when you have chief ministers of BJP, like they were able to do this. Earlier, when Congress and BJP was there, they were fighting, they did not agree. So now, when both are there, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan is having, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh is having. So these are very, very important because remember, like in India, some areas like, okay. So when you talk about India, Aravallis, if you consider Vindhyas and Satpuras, this is Malwa region. Okay, here you'll have Chambal region. This is Mewar region. Chambal river flows here. Chambal region will have in geographical aspect, we call badland topography. And to this Chambal river, two other rivers are joining, Kali Sindh river, Parbati river. Now we are planning to join them. Okay. So that excess water from this particular area is being given. Okay. ERCP. It is given ERCP. PKC ERCP. Parbati, Kali Sindh, Chambal, Eastern Rajasthan Canal Project. This name is very, very important. See guys, butterflies, they play a very, very important role in pollination and all. And there are huge varieties of butterflies. Now, in India, largest variety of butterflies are present in Namdhapa National Park in Arunachal Pradesh. And recently, it was found that in Assam, Kaziranga, where one-horned rhino is famous, there you are having second largest biodiversity of butterflies. Fine. So it's very, very important for us to know this. These two are enough, guys. Don't get into too much detail in environment. Additional facts are given. Whatever facts I'm discussing in the class, that should be more than enough. Okay. 6. The next most important one is schemes. See, there are many schemes which people get confused, but whenever a scheme is implemented 10 years back, 5 years back, then the schemes become important. So now, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was launched 10 years back, right? So this year, please try to read about Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. See, previously also I spoke about the scheme. Now also I'm giving the scheme. I'm just trying to tell these schemes, I will have a separate session before exam. What all schemes are important. Now it's a factual data. Don't think, but anything with respect to Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, any information, articles, if it comes, please keep an eye on it. Mains also, they will ask you questions when it is 10 years. What is the achievement of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan? These type of questions will come. So that's why lessons learned, achievements, all this comes into picture. So Swachh Bharat Abhiyan from social justice point of view is extremely important for us. So guys, these are some of the important issues that we had to discuss. As I told you guys, app you will be getting like, material and video. Next, material and video will be available. Some students are like, okay, sir, we will see all the current affairs later at one go. No, please try to read. I'm going in detail, mainly because newspaper would become easier for you. And there are 2 apps in my name. So please go for Apex. And second important thing is like, Telegram. So updates will be given to you. You can see this is Telegram channel. I have stopped giving questions. I'll start giving current affairs and important questions as well. Right? You can practice them. And then guys, apart from geography, if you need any courses also, let me know. I'll bring them and give it to you. Current affairs anyways will go on. And then guys, for those who want to study international relations, right, in detail, the basics that is required for newspaper, I have given it in the app. So if you don't find them, you can text me. I can help you out. Okay. Second, PSIR new batch is starting. Geography optional is also available, both like, online and recorded. If people are from Hyderabad, you can contact me. outsiders, this is available. So any additional thing if you want, you can always reach us out. Fine. Thank you, guys. Please share it with your friends. Thank you.